I'm Donny, by the way. I'm from Elevate Yourself. I have a YouTube channel, so thanks for being on it.
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw you, I was just so impressed with just your overall athleticism, but your defense and serving, like even in college. And especially as middles, especially in the women's collegiate game, there's not a lot of opportunities. There's just infinite subs. And I remember Karch talking about how he felt like middles were unprepared for the U.S. women's national team oftentimes because of that. But then you were almost a full rotation middle. You had a chance to serve and pass. Got critical digs in the championship. And then tonight showcased again that even at a higher speed with a different ball, you still serve and pass really well. So I want to pick your brain on that. Is that something you consciously developed or did it come more naturally?
I definitely consciously developed it. Growing up, I always wanted to be a pin, and I thought that'd be so fun. And obviously, I was in the middle, got stuck in the middle. But any opportunity I got, I always wanted to work on my ball control. And especially in college, I would talk to my coaches a lot, like, Jarrett, let me get some reps here, let me get some reps there. So it's just something that I like to do, and I want to be the most well-rounded I can be. Even though I know I'm not gonna leave the middle probably ever, but I wanted to get as much as I could.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to all the young players they're developing, that they have to advocate for their own development too. And it's not that coaches don't care, it's just sometimes they need someone to remind us, like, hey, maybe she should need some passing reps or some serving reps.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, have you always been like a really good 1 foot jumper, or were you trained as 2 and then like evolved into a 1 foot?
I would say once I got to college is when I really developed it. I ran a 6'2" most of my high school career, especially in club, so I didn't hit a ton of slides. And then when I got to college, my coaches told me my first year they didn't want me hitting off 2 feet at all. They only wanted me hitting off 1 just to figure it out and get used to it. And I found it, and I really loved it.
Okay, so now you prefer 1 foot over 2 now.
I do, yeah.
Have you measured your vert between the two?
I haven't. That's something that I probably should do, but yeah, I haven't measured the difference.
Yeah, that would be fascinating because that's interesting that they didn't allow you to do a lot of 2 foot stuff in college. Is that just a part of the system?
Just my first year they didn't, because they wanted me to get as many reps as I could off 1. But after that, like, obviously you still have to hit off 2, but I redshirted my freshman year, so when I was just in the gym, every time he's like, no, slide, so yeah.
I didn't realize you redshirted your first year. I think
did, yeah.
That's another inspirational piece, because people think, oh, I got to be coming out of the gate my freshman year, then I can't play at the next level. But there's so many great players that just are, I think, understand the development that they need to. And then look here, you're here immediately from college to national team. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is your, I mean, that turnaround was like a couple months, or
yeah.
What was that like, and how did you adapt from collegiate game to international game so quickly?
It's pretty quick. Last summer was my first year with the national team, and I think that was nice to like get my feet wet. And being in college, I feel like your expectations, there's really none, because they're like, oh, she's a college girl, she's gonna come and do what she does. And I think that gave me a lot of confidence coming in this summer, because I knew it was gonna be a big summer. But just really trusting my training, and I think the coaches, Karch has done a really good job of creating an environment where you can just be yourself and you don't feel like you have to be a different type of version of you. Like, just come in, they want you in the gym because they like how you are as a player. And just try to be as confident and positive as you can. You're gonna have those days where it's not going well and you're playing with the best in the world, so you're gonna get humbled a few times, but just continuing to trust on your training and trust in who you are. Okay.
Now, is there like another middle that you try to learn from, aspire to be, and use as a model to, like, okay, that's my next step?
I would say I've always followed Chi. We're both from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so when I was in high school, I saw her from afar, watching her in high school, and we played at the same club, and she went to Texas, and I followed her career when she was at Texas, and now her being here on the national team, I followed her for a while, and then now we're teammates, so I think she's somebody that I've always really looked up to, and it's been really cool to be her teammate the last 2 summers and be able to pick her brain all the time and just see day to day like what she does and how she's such an incredible athlete and volleyball player.
Okay. Last thing, I'm a shoe guy. I think, one, it prevents injuries, wearing right shoes, especially for volleyball, especially for middles. You guys work the hardest and are just landing in all these funky positions. You guys got to get off the floor, and then people yell at you all the time, right?
Right, they do, yeah.
You're rocking the Kyries.
I am, yeah.
And you know what's really interesting? Most people I talk to that wear Kyries are usually setters or outside hitters. And you're in the middle wearing Kyries, so I'm just curious, why did you choose those shoes?
I like them for the ankle support. I've had some ankle problems throughout my career, especially like the last year and a half. So I like that they're there's a lot of ankle support, but I don't feel too sucked in and too tight, and they're pretty lightweight, and I can move around, cut and turn pretty fast.
Yeah.
So these are really the only shoes so far that I've tried on that make me feel comfortable and confident every time moving around. I don't think my ankle's gonna like slide around or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I mean, I don't think most people don't realize that shoes are actually made for the athlete of the name.
Yeah.
And so you think about Kyrie's play style. I mean, so shifty,
right,
light, and more about lateral movement than agility, which is all about the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
it's really cool to see. And actually, I forgot who I talked to. The opposite. There was a middle that actually liked to play in LeBron's.
Oh.
Because they like the cushion.
Okay.
To me, LeBron's are too heavy.
Yeah,
but
I thought
I'm
they were
also
too
a
heavy
lighter
for
person.
me. Yeah, they were a little too clunky for me to play in. Yeah, I did try the LeBrons. I love LeBron, so I had to try them, but it didn't work out for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Asia.
Yeah, thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you grow on the national team.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
You too.
Man, tough game tonight. I know but you came in and you're like a huge difference maker. And just the energy you brought, even for me being able to sit and practice, when I saw you, I was like, this woman's dynamic. And you get on the ball with a certain level of aggression, and I think it even shows even after you score. So where does this aggression come from? Is this something you were born with, or is something that you had to train?
You know, I just love the sport of volleyball. I just feel like it's in me. This is just how I play. Like, it just comes from the heart. I play with my heart, and I hope to inspire everyone around me. I hope to bring that energy with the girls around me. So, yeah, it's just, I can't help it, but that's just who I am, I guess.
No, that's it. And I think you play with a lot of authenticity, which is what's inspiring to watch.
Thank you.
At what point in your high school or collegiate career did you decide, I want to play for the national team? Because it's a big commitment.
Yeah, you know, I've always had the dream. Like, I would say go back to like 9 years old when I started playing. Like, you know, as a kid, you don't think you'll have to reach to this point. But I just kind of like worked and kept going, and I had great people around me that supported me to like chase after this dream. So I'm not here alone. Like, there was a whole crew behind me that supported me in this dream.
Okay. And when you're on the court, what are you focusing like on a technical level and also on a strategic level? I know a difference between each team too.
Yeah, you know, it comes down to the technical and executing those little moments, because when you're playing against like Turkey and the best teams in the world, like it comes down to like those little plays. So I'm really locked in and focused, resetting each point and hoping for the best.
So more of a mental focus for you, of the mindset. You already trust your mechanics. I just got to mentally do it.
Your body knows what to do. Just got to focus. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Two more questions. So I also love to do shoe reviews, and I like to ask every player what shoes they're wearing, like, and why, and their experience. So, Hyper Ace 2s.
Yeah, Hyper Ace 2s.
Those are the old school ones.
Yeah.
So what's your reason for wearing those?
You know, I just kind of stuck with this shoe for a long time. I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say superstitious, but I just never ventured out. I like white shoes. I always wear white shoes, and I like these Nikes, the Hyper Ice.
What is it about the white shoes that makes you like the color?
White pale skin.
This is Haley Washington for you.
Oh, I haven't noticed.
Yeah, no, I like it, and I don't know, I've never tried a color, so maybe I should.
Well, I think it matches well because you got the white socks, the white knee pads, and the white shoes. One thing I like about the Hyper Aces is that they're...
We gotta hurry. Can
I see
There's
your
more?
picture really fast?
Spark is here. We gotta get these.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's it. All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Nice meeting
Thank
you. So, I'm following you for a while since you played at Stanford and then kind of into your pro season. We have a lot of local fans in the Bay Area that are going to be excited to see this interview. So, a couple questions that they sent me and my friends.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide to go pro, like throughout your volleyball career?
Yeah, I think it was a thought I started to have my junior year of college.
Okay.
I think while I was in college, I was just solely focused on our team, but then everyone started saying, hey, you got to think about your options post playing here at school.
Yeah.
And at that time, the only option was going abroad to play. So I played my first year abroad in Germany, and then I got the wonderful opportunity to come back and play here in the States, first with Athletes Unlimited, and now with PBF.
Awesome. Now, I know you first went overseas. What made you decide between continuing an overseas career versus playing domestically?
Yeah, I just really miss my family and friends. I think family most, like they're my rock. They keep me sane, and I just, it's 9 months abroad usually for a season, and for my 9 months I didn't get to see my family. It was during COVID too, so it was just a strange time. But I just feel like more myself when I'm around my family and friends, and so I'm really grateful that there are more and more opportunities propping up for professional volleyball here in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. And you played awesome tonight.
Thank you.
And it's crazy. I don't think they served you until like the third set. And I know that's tough as a passer myself. when you don't have a rhythm and you get that first serve.
Yeah.
And your first serve was just, your first touch was great, you know?
Yeah.
And then obviously your defense, watching you play defense, I feel like you have another gear that people don't. So you're there, and then you do this like extra jump. Is that something conscious you do, or is that just come out naturally?
Sometimes I feel like in practices when I get a touch on it, it doesn't go up. My thought process is, okay, like just give that extra oomph, that extra push. And like, I think it's attributed to teammates too, who try to push their range every day. It just inspires me to keep trying to push the limits. I feel like I believe every ball is gettable. Like you can, if you're looking at the right thing and you're forcing yourself to go, I think like you can always get a hand on a ball.
Yeah. And what's awesome is I think the balls you were digging tonight, most people would pancake and get it up, but that extra gear gives you like one more foot to actually get it up and pass it like high middle of the court, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you to say.
Yeah. And I know you're a type of player that puts the body on the line.
Yeah.
Like ball first before my body. So I think it's really inspiring for people to play with full passion, full effort, full intensity.
Yeah.
How would you compare the college game compared to the international game? I know the size difference obviously with bigger athletes, but like what are your thoughts on that adjustment?
Well, I think like one big difference is just the ball itself. Like Mikasa is the international standard, and it does naturally move a little bit differently. So I think that was a big adjustment.
Hey, coach.
And then just the speed of the game. I think as you can, like when you think about college basketball compared to like the NBA, like the speed of the game is faster.
Yeah.
There's more athleticism, and it just continues. The skill level is just at a whole nother level, and I feel the same. That transition from college to international, like players have such a high level of volleyball IQ, and it really shows on the court. There's not a lot of errors. People are smart, and they also can bang the ball. So it's definitely an adjustment going from college to the international game.
Yeah. The experience I felt like going from the Fleece Tech Molten to the Mikasa, I feel like the Mikasa sits a little bit more on the platform. You can kind of move it more.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't know, you're curious your thoughts on the Super Touch. I feel like the Super Touch is not very forgiving. It's like so airy that once it touches, it goes.
Yeah, I'd almost say the molten ball that was used in college almost feels like a volley light now compared to the Mikasa. So it's definitely a different feel to it.
So have you had to change your game or like what you focus on compared adapting to the Mikasa ball?
I think just like tons of reps. I think repping it out, getting a good feel for it. Like when I'm back home, my dad has a great arm on him, and he stands on a box and he whacks the Mikasa balls at me.
Awesome.
So I got to give him a lot of credit there for helping me out.
So you feel like the technique's pretty similar, but you just have to get used to the touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Got it. A couple more questions. You've played for 3 legendary American coaches, John Donny, Kevin Hambley, and Karch Garai, right? Mm-hmm. What has that been like? Like, I would say, what have you learned from each coach, and how would you differentiate between those 3 coaching styles?
Yeah, this is a great question. Well, first of all have been fantastic coaches and have helped me reach new levels of my game, and I'm really grateful to all of them for that. Yeah. I think John, he was my going in freshman year. He just was such a calm and poised coach all the time. Yeah. I feel like I really needed that coming in my freshman year, and I remember him saying like, "Are you nervous for big games?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "That's okay. It just means you care a lot." And I'd never heard it framed in that way. And I feel like I'll always carry that with me going forward. And Kevin, I feel like, gosh, I was a roller coaster in college at times. And he was just like steady Eddie for me and really helped me develop and stay calm as a player on the court and find my rhythm. And he just put so much trust in me and my teammates. And that's something I'm super grateful to him forever and ever. And then Karch, the IQ that he has for the game is unmatched. Yeah. It's so fun to learn from, not only watching his playing days, but just like the wealth of knowledge that he shares with all the team.
Absolutely. I'm a big shoe guy too, and I think shoes are it gives you that like 2 or 3% edge. Obviously it doesn't make the player, but it's a deciding factor for comfort, injury prevention, and performance. So what is your go-to shoe and why?
I really like these like Nikes that I have on right now.
Okay.
They're the
Hyper Ace 2s?
Yeah, Hyper Ace 2s. For my position, I feel like they're really supportive for lateral movement. I know everyone else has like a different opinion. Like everyone's foot is different, so every shoe. I mean, I wish there were more and more volleyball shoes out there. I think it will continue to grow, but these are perfect for me. I love the fit. I love how light they feel. It makes me feel fast on the court. So they're my go-to shoe.
And you know, in my experience, the Hype Race 2s are probably the most durable volleyball shoes.
Yeah.
Like you can go hard and dive, and a lot of shoes, your pinky toe kind of picks through.
Yeah.
But these, they're just so solid. So it makes sense with your play style, which is so aggressive. You need something that's going to withstand all the wear and tear.
Yeah, these shoes are awesome. I don't really want to change shoes ever, but they're really easy to break into, which is nice.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Morgan.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad I had a chance to watch you play at the national team level.
Thank you. It was really nice speaking with you.
Yeah, you too. You're kind of like a faster type of, even though you're taller, you're kind of a faster type of middle.
Thank you. I've worked so hard in my career to become a fast middle. Because when I was getting recruited to colleges, everyone was like, you're so slow. You're a slow middle. And I was like, that's me. I'm a slow middle.
Oh,
but
man.
Now I'm a quick middle.
There you go.
There's hope for you yet, slow middles.
That's
we can
right.
speed up.
That's right. Change the reputation.
Change the brand.
That's right. That's right. Last thing, if anyone wants to be a middle, what would you say to them that wants to be an aspiring middle?
Learn how to read the game. Get your IQ up. I know that everybody thinks setters are the smartest position, and credit where credit is due, they're very smart. But middles have the best reading IQ.
Yeah.
Get your eyes trained. Get really good at recognizing patterns, on knowing what middles on the floor, what setters going where, what are their patterns, what are their tells. Middles should have the best IQ out there. Setters know offense. Middles know everything else.
Reading the game. David Lee, I don't know if you know, 2008 Olympian. One of the best things, and he's undersized, 6'7", in the men's game.
In the men's game, that's teeny tiny.
And he said, I watched the setter's hands and I look through the net. I don't look above the net. And that's the best thing. That's where the game is, right?
That's where it all is, over there on that side. And it's simple. The more quiet you can be, the less movements, the less happy feet to hear. Just watching and then reacting.
Yeah.
Go mess them up.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's not the USA channel.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. I love your energy.
Thanks, man.
All right. Take care. Good luck tomorrow.
Yes, sir.